Avenir is a global career guidance event to empower students and assist them in identifying their ideal future career path. It was conceptualized by the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Sultanate of Oman. The first Avenir was organized at Indian School Al Mabala in the year 2018. In 2019, Indian School Al Seeb conducted the program. Indian School Muscat conducted the first virtual Avenir in the year 2020. Avenir 2021 was conducted virtually by Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir. In 2022, the flagship school in Oman. Indian School Bosher is all set to fly the flag higher by conducting Avenir 2022 in hybrid mode. Our impeccable planning, devoted team, unmatched resources guarantee a memorable event. The 5-day event will be held from Thursday, October 13, 2022 to Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Prominent achievers, educators, and industry experts will address the audience. Universities and educational institutes from different corners of the globe will present themselves to the audience of Avenir 2022. The event is open to all educational boards, including CBSE, ICSE, IGCSE, and IB. It will provide comprehensive career guidance to students to pursue their passions at national and international universities. Avenir 2022 guarantees a wealth of information and awareness on 21st century courses, scholarships, internships, and career placements. This event will assist students in discovering their ideal future career path. Let us gather together for this 5 days of excitement, effulgence, enlightenment, exploration, and exaltation. Let's join Avenir 2022 to discover you.
If you don't want to sacrifice for what you want will become the sacrifice. Good morning to one and all. Let me take you all through the listings of what to expect in today's session. This is the 4th day of the Mega Career Guidance event, Avenir 2022, #DiscoverYou, hosted by Indian School Basha under the aegis of Boards of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. The welcome address will be followed by a brief introduction of the speaker. Then, we shall invite the esteemed speaker for her presentation. After the presentation, we shall request our guest speaker to answer a few questions raised by the attendees in the question and answer segment. The continuing session will be taken up by the university spokesperson. The detailing of the courses available and the process of admission will be explained in detail. We shall conclude the session with a vote of thanks. Where the art of medicine is loved, there is also love for humanity.
What a fantastic quote to begin the session. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Avenir #DiscoverYou, a global career guidance program launched by Indian School Bausha under the aegis of the Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Bausha, I, Rayan of Class 7,
I, Shreya of Class 10,
take the proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the generous and noble benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty bestow His choicest blessings on His Majesty and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
we are happy to welcome all the students, parents, and teachers for being a part of Avenir 2022 #DiscoverYou. Thank you one and all for your presence here this morning. It is with great pleasure that I take the opportunity of introducing our speaker today, Dr. Sadhana Roy Choudhury. She is a professor in the Department of Human and Clinical Anatomy in Sultan QABOOS University College of Medicine and Health Sciences, Muscat, Oman. She is also the former professor and head of the Department of Anatomy in Maharashtra Institute of Medical Education and Research College in Pune, India. We would like to request the audience to kindly post your queries in the question and answer box. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us all get ready for a journey in the field of medicine from Dr. Sadhana Roy Choudhury on her topic, Introduction to the World of Medicine. Over to you, ma'am.
Ma'am, kindly unmute.
Thank you for this great opportunity. And at the outset, I'd like to say that for this wonderful Avenir opportunity is granted to, I think, a privileged few. And I'm so honored to be part of this. So is the screen visible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
visible.
So I hope you find this little introduction to the world of medicine an exciting journey into yourselves as you discover whether you have it to enter this voyage of discovery. One who sees things from the beginning has the best view of them all, it's said. So let's start at the beginning. I'll take you back in time, so many years ago. Anyone wonder or anyone know about who this sage was? So this is Maharishi Sushruta, born in Varanasi so many years ago, who is credited with having written the world's first book or textbook on medicine. And he described so many 1120 types of diseases and their cure. And we didn't have paper then. So it's all written on these palm leaves. And till today, it's preserved in a museum in Nepal and Los Angeles. And these are the instruments that he invented. And his principles are still being carried on today. So he's credited with being the father of surgery and plastic surgery, to be specific. This picture, no doubt, reads like a horror movie, but it just tells you the gory history of medicine, where from grave robbers, there were people, curiosity always killed the man. So there were grave robbers who robbed graves secretly, especially of criminals who were hanged, in order to discover what was inside the human body. And that was the beginning of medicine as a science. It was only until the late 1800s that, when the Anatomy Act came in, that medicine acquired some respectability. So they would dissect, open up the bodies in secret, hide them under their beds without light, without any embalming liquids. Imagine the gory scene, and discover what was inside. Closer to home, any idea who are they? So that's Baba Amte. Who hasn't heard of him? Who wasn't a doctor, but spent his entire life caring for leprosy patients in the Gadchiroli district of the village of Hemalkasa. And you can see here, he's met with no less than the Dalai Lama, and he has received so many awards. Who is the one in the lower picture playing with that leopard? So Baba Amte's legacy was carried on by Dr. Prakash Amte, and originally a surgeon, destined to be a surgeon, but he took up his father's legacy. And today they carry on in Hemalkasa by having built a proper hospital right in the jungles of those tribal areas of Gadchiroli. Not only that, he operated without electricity, without light, for more than 17 years in that hospital before facilities reached it. Not only that, there were wild animals, endangered species. Slowly, he and his wife Mandakini Amte began the animal ark, even caring and providing medical aid for endangered species. So what is education after all? I think this quote describes it the best. Any education, be it medicine or anything that you will decide to pursue in future, basically it's a search for truth. That is in one way hard or another easy. Until today, no one has been able to master it fully, nor miss it entirely. But each adds to our knowledge of nature, and from the facts assembled, there always arises grandeur. So let me introduce you to the world of medicine with a quick insight. A lot of objectives, but mostly it's a pictorial journey. So I hope it takes you into your own voyage of discovery so that you can make an informed choice of career. The entire edifice of medicine rests on its four basic pillars: the structure of man and the wondrous nature of the human body has not yet been completely discovered after eons of medical research. The function of man: structure determines function, and function modifies structure in a marvelous, ceaseless interplay. I think God would agree. Be it any organism, be it evolved or the most basic kind, it has always been plagued by various disease processes that ravage either structure or function, as we have evidenced recently in the horrific pandemic. So a part of medical education deals with recognizing these abnormal processes that affect structure and function in the body. And then, last but not the least, at the pinnacle is to discover the means to prevent and treat the disease. Why prevent? Because prevention is better than cure, finally, but we haven't reached that stage yet. And what is treatment? Treatment is restoration simply of either form or function. So what is the aim of medical education? To achieve or learn about these four pillars of medicine. As always, in any education system, it's first the acquisition of knowledge. This may be through books, through teaching, through reading, to experiencing, whatever, which is ad infinitum. So the road leads to infinity and the learning never stops, whatever you do. Especially for medicine, acquisition of certain skills, as highlighted here, and bold, as you can see, is the communication skill, is essential. The third, as you already said, medicine is not only a science, but an art too. So the acquisition of the right attitude. So as you explore your journey, you wonder, do you have what it takes? You might think medicine has made such tremendous advances, yet we have not been able to answer these basic questions. So these are the mystery of the 7 C's, which plague us still. How? You start life as a single cell, which multiplies by dividing, and 9 months and trillions of cells later, emerges as a laughing, crying, jumping individual. How on earth does that heart, shown in this little embryo here, start beating at day 21 by an automatic switch turned on somewhere by a group of cells, which continue to beat rhythmically and ceaselessly for 80 years and 10? We still don't know what that switch is. Why the heart is diseased as it is. Why there are so many disorders like cancer, collagen, or degenerative or autoimmune disorders, or why the brain functions as it is. The brain controlling everything, but not knowing so much about its own self. Now, all this is not to highlight what is wrong in the world today, but just to give you the endless possibilities, the exciting possibilities, the adventures that are before you, should you decide to pursue a career in medicine. There is so much yet to discover. We can add an 8th C, as you know. What is that 8th C? We haven't been able to find a cure for common cold the world over, whether it's Timbuktu or the United States of America. And the current pandemic united us as never before, and we are still learning to cope with it. So let me take you through a quick outline. What is a traditional undergraduate curriculum like? And the world over, you have different types of curricula. So what is the basic undergraduate medical student going to experience should you decide to embark on this career? So as it exists in India, much is to change, but it still exists like a traditional curriculum where the so-called preclinical year is made up of the structure of human body, the function, as we said, and the measure of function, and all these are interlinked. So what you learn in year 1 is the so-called basic sciences. The next phase is known as the paraclinical years, comprising of 1.5 years, where you learn all these. Basically, you are learning medicine at a microscopic level, and then how to combat it. Forensic and legal medicine means the legalities or the norms of law in medicine. The clinical years take you to the exciting branches of general medicine and allied specialties, general surgery and allied, and so on and so forth. Otorhinolaryngology is just a fancy word for ear, nose, and throat specialists. So these are all the branches that you will deal with at the basic undergraduate level, but there is specialization and super specialization. You might become a heart surgeon or a gastroenterology surgeon, or an eye surgeon, but then you specialize more and more, and more and more about less and less. It's like being a retinal specialist, a vitreous specialist in the eye, etc. So the point is that it's ad infinitum. So having gone through these years, look at those arrows. You cannot afford to forget in medicine what you learned before, because everywhere you have to link everything. Because, as you know, treatment is about restoring form and function. Unless you know the normal at every step of the way, how will you treat the abnormal? Nowadays, most medical schools adopt an so-called integrated curriculum where you're exposed to the patient or clinical scenarios very early on, and you keep on linking what you know before and what's to come. And an important, you can see, aspect of medical education is also being incorporated. That's the medical humanities and, more importantly, medical ethics. So these are examples of some curricula being followed the world over, including in Oman. So we have an integrated curriculum here at the Sultan QABOOS University. And if in a system-based curriculum, the idea being that you have a system at the center, for example, here is the alimentary system, and you learn all aspects of that system, including the myriad clinical conditions of that system that you come across. Or you have a problem at the center, and then you analyze the problem from all aspects, including investigations, clinical procedures required. But remember, in medicine, once you enter, that what you will be dealing with is an entire human being, and not treating just a fever chart or a growth, as was said eons ago by this father of medicine, Hippocrates. And every doctor has to take this oath, as well as be empowered with not only the science, but the art of practicing medicine. So let's look at what are the changes, should you decide to pursue this career, what are the changes that you will expect? So the first year is the year of tremendous change. And as you know, this goes on throughout life, as seen by this phrase here. So what are you going to expect? It's a huge jump, like the jump you had in kindergarten when you learned to write ABC, from non-writing to writing, and so on. So you learn an entire new language, which is Greek and Latin. But here in medicine, it's our job to literally and figuratively make sense of the Greek and Latin that you learn. So how much? So how much is enough? It's never enough. But then if you, for whatever you do this in future, if you keep these three levels in mind, there's something that you must know. And then level 2, a little more detailed, and level 3 is, of course, the ultimate, again, infinite knowledge. How do you cope with change? So I think all of you in middle and high school have lots of short-term goals, and you've had to modify it during the pandemic, you as well as the teachers, so you learned to adapt. The trick being to set long-term goals, where you want to be, what you want to do, and how to do about it with short-term goals. What are the 6 great teachers in life? So Rudyard Kipling said, to know about anything, just keep these 6 things in mind: who, what, when, where, how, and why. And sometimes, why not? The learning methods are going to change, burdened with a huge, vast syllabus. And remember, medicine is like no other, because you're dealing with human lives. No matter how much you learn through textbooks, through experience, through what your teachers teach, every human being, every patient is a separate individual human puzzle which you must decipher. So there is, the best teacher is the patient. How to cope with change? So when you come across, this is for, you can adapt it to any career choice, but especially in medicine, listening to the patient has to be highly cultivated as an art, right from when he walks into your clinic. As by this cartoon here, from the inevitable R.K. Lakshman's book on medical humor, it's called A Dose of Medicine, or A Dose of Humor. So if the doctor doesn't listen to the patient, you can miss things like that. as evidenced by that cartoon. So as I was saying, adaptation, the human body has learned, and the mind has learned to adapt tremendously in times of crisis. We've had epidemics, pandemics, and there is history of the plague. Of course, there are victims in every crisis, but the human mind and body learns to adapt as we all did. Finally, if you cannot change things, it's better to change your attitude. Now, you might wonder, what is a positive attitude? Everyone will, give you lots of kind of advice. But how to convert negative stress into positive stress when confronted with a seemingly unmanageable situation? So, focus on the solution. If you are under stress, yes, recognize I'm under stress, but now what do I do? Use that stress to goad you further into achieving your goals. And remember always, competition and merit is not the final destination. This is especially for your 10th and 12th standard students who are about to take these exams, especially in medicine or whatever you end up doing. The real teacher in life, the real merit comes is when you handle things, when you are actually facing life. And especially in medicine, remember, a patient who is in dis-ease or ill at ease doesn't care what grades you got or whether you stood in merit. He will remember how you made him feel. And sometimes he might remember the nurse better than he remembers the doctor, because she was the one who was making him comfortable, which doesn't mean the teachers might, frown upon me. It doesn't mean you don't try your best to get the best grades possible. But remember, that's a short-term goal. Keep the long-term goals in mind. Where are we and where are we headed? So the future is limitless, and the human mind knows no bounds. So we are headed into an era where you will have exciting opportunities to practice medicine as never before, as we have never learned to practice it. What does pharmacogenetics means? It means they will tap your individual human genetic code, which they're doing already, and target drug deliveries as suited to you, or treatment options as suited to your genetic makeup. So you've heard of body holograms, and this is an example of already things happening. So the future is now, where can you see in this 3D X-ray CT scan? So the picture on the left is a picture of a normal CT where you can see some breaks, but if you see this picture, you have at least 3 fractures clearly highlighted. So these are advances in medicine that you can, or you are already experiencing. AI in medicine is set to come in, it's already come in a big way, artificial intelligence. So you have robotic surgeries, you have holograms, which can detect every organ pathology, as shown here. Before we go further into what it takes to be a doctor and whether you have it in you, let's just look at this picture. So you know that the human brain that controls everything doesn't know so much about itself. If you go inside the brain, it's a veritable jungle of neurons, billions of neurons among trillions of supporting cells. And in the other picture, you can see here, it's only a single neuron with at least about thousands and thousands of synapses or connections in the brain. How much do we use in our lifetime? Only 1/3 of it. 2/3 lies untapped, and it's in your hands to tap it as much as possible at whatever you do. As you tap, learn new skills, you develop new synapses, yet we end up not using more than half our brain. So a popular belief is that you require a super intellect or a super score to get into medicine. Well, yes, you've got to qualify for the entry, whatever, the criteria that have been laid down. But now you know, with 2/3 of your brain lying unused, each and every one of you has the capability to be a doctor or whatever you prefer, if you so wish. And look at this slide. This slide highlights the fact that, who is this? I'm sure you know, that's Einstein, and he had part of his brain missing. So they kind of, after his death, the postmortem was done, and he allowed it before, and there was a part of his brain that was missing. Yet he achieved what he did. So that highlights the fact that each and every one of you can embark on any career of your choice. So what does it take to be a doctor? We've established that it doesn't take much intellect, but it does take a lot of self-motivation, great determination, hard work. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going, if you tell yourself that. So much of the time you might be left to do independent self-study, but you are capable of it. It also requires lots of these virtues. Well, whether virtues or I should say qualities. And you can see in that picture that poor scientist has failed, like Edison failed 1,000 times. And he said, I have learned 1,000 times how not to make a light bulb. So you persist and you will achieve whatever you want. And remember, you might fail many a times to achieve what you want. Think of them as stepping stones. It's only by failure or mistakes that you learn more. The ability to innovate, to adapt, especially in regards to your patient, should you decide to pursue this career. This is a very, very essential skill, as highlighted here, not only communication with the patient, but with your peers, your colleagues, your students. The word doctor has come from the word docere in Latin, means to teach, to pass on knowledge. So communication skills are a very essential part of this. Obviously, as I said, each patient is a human puzzle, and you would require a huge team to finally come to the bottom of the problem at hand in each and every patient, hence teamwork. So do you have it in you to be a part of a good team? Yes, ethical practice. Doctors, sadly, have earned sometimes not such a good reputation, but that is more, I think, because of something that was supposed to be ingrained in you, something that was not taught. And today, medical schools are actually introducing the teaching of medical ethics, how to be a professional at work, how to break news to the patient, how to communicate good and bad news, etc., etc. Sorry, am I going back? So I'll just take you through quick series of some more pictures. Sorry, why is it going there? Who is this? So again, to highlight that you can achieve what you will. So the picture on the left is Dr. Christian Bernard, who was thought a madman at that time when he did the first heart transplant. And the figures just tell you how long his patient survived. So this was a very, very bold step in the history of medicine. He was a South African surgeon, and his first patient survived only for 18 days. And then the second one, 19 months, and the third, 13 years and 24 years. And today he is the pioneer of cardiac surgery and heart transplant surgeries. Who are the other people in the other pictures? So these are you can see the Watson and Crick model of the double DNA helix, and Rosalind Franklin, who laid down the double helix of life, hence paved the way for so much of molecular genetics. Who was Hargobind Khurana? Just to highlight that anything is possible for anyone should you make up your mind. He was the Indian who got the Nobel Prize in 1968. This year is his centenary year. And look at the background that he came from. From that background, he emerged as a Nobel Prize winner for cracking the genetic code. And that led to the knowledge of how proteins are synthesized in each cell. And that is so useful to us today. In India, what is the scenario of a doctor versus the population? Earlier, it was 1 doctor per lakh. Now we've improved, but still there is 1 doctor per 1,000 population. So wouldn't you like to join the gang and contribute in some way, as evinced by these cartoons, which are still relevant today? And especially, you must have realized during the pandemic, there was such a shortage of doctors, nurses, equipment. Wouldn't you like to be a part of solving the problem? So that's the book, the famous book, A Dose of Laughter, from where the cartoons came from. And that's how success could be defined at whatever you do, whatever profession that you decide to pursue, especially medicine. A word about, think about this. What does success mean to you? So we again have a look at our human brain. We have 2 right and left cerebral hemispheres, and each of our half brains deal with different things. In this picture, you can see, if you are right-handed, it's your left brain that is so-called logical, deals with language, numbers. The fact that I hope you are hearing or understanding what's being said right now is that your left brain is working in your right, if you are right-handed, and vice versa in left-handed individuals. And look at the other brain. The other brain is the creative, artistic, holistic one. Some of you are very creative, musically inclined, etc., etc. So just a thought of what is success to you. Real success would probably mean where you can balance the 2 hemispheres at whatever you do, whether you are an overworked doctor or an overworked IT professional or whatever you decide. If you don't balance these 2 brain functions, success will not be yours. Truly. So, in today's crazy world, fast-moving world, have we paid a price for this so-called success? Suppression of our emotional, creative brains at the price of progress? Just a thought to leave you with. We have paved paradise and put up a parking lot, in the famous words of Yoni Michel. So try to live in paradise also at some point, no matter what you do. And, Walt Disney gave you a lot of dreams on the silver screen, but you can make them a reality. And this is especially for the parents. I wish I had time to read the whole thing out, but you can read it for yourself in case any parents are around. It's a famous writer and poet, Khalil Gibran. You may have heard of it, in The Prophet. Centuries ago, he was a Lebanese poet. He spoke of many things. He spoke also of who or what are your children. And the words that I would highlight here is, you may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts, and their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. Don't make your children live your dreams. They have their own, and listen to what they want to do, what they want to be. Give them so Avenir, I think, is a wonderful platform in giving them, a chance to explore their own thoughts, dreams, and ideas. We as parents, I think, can support them, not only support them, but learn from them. The teaching learning cycle is really complete when your student comes back and teaches you. As is evident, there is among, I think, your management board, one parent, and I am proud to say one ex-student of mine through whom I learned of Avenir, and now he teaches me, and he can treat me. So this word, I think, I am possible, I'm possible, and nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. So this brings us to the end of this talk, and I hope it took you into a voyage of discovery of your own self. It's not so much to motivate or to discourage. I laid the pros and cons before you, the attributes, but it's for you to go into a voyage of discovery of your own thoughts and ideas and see if you have what it takes. We've established it doesn't take intellect, it takes hard work, motivation, grit, empathy, sympathy, an emotionally balanced, soul who can connect with a person who comes to you in dis-ease or ill at ease. A normal person will never come to you as a doctor. So you have to be a kind of every kind of a Superman or a Supergirl, really, and offer support from all sides. Thank you so much.
That was an informative and futuristic session by you, ma'am. Your detailed session was indeed informative. Please be informed that the session is live streamed in the 21 Indian schools in Oman. Now, we would like to request our speaker, Dr. Sadhana Roy Choudhury, to kindly answer a few queries put forth by the audience. May I invite the moderator of the session, Mrs. Anita, to pose some questions from the audience to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning again, ma'am. And it was such a beautiful session. Like you started from the olden times and then it came out to the modern things. But ma'am, this being a doctor is actually very glorified. It is a very tough way, isn't it? It is not like, you just get into the medical college and then you come out as a doctor. Like you have a big process to go through, isn't it, ma'am? Just
yes.
2-3 lines on that. Yeah.
Oh yes, it's a long, never-ending process, not only of learning, but caring, spending sleepless nights, standing long hours with wards, sometimes neglecting your own family, being stressed out if you lose a patient. But remember, it's you who have tried your best. You will continue as long as the intention is good, do no harm, it'll get you there. But so that's why it requires, that's why I always emphasize it to students. It doesn't require intellect, it requires tremendous strength of spirit to go through this. There are long and grueling hours of learning through your entire, it takes about 10 or 15 years actually to, if you want to specialize and super specialize and acquire more degrees. But in spite of degrees, the learning will never stop. So you have to love what you do. As the saying goes, if you love what you do, you never have to work a single day in your life. Yes, it is hard.
It is, yes, that is what, that if you love what you do, then it doesn't matter. Like you can work, you can persevere. Like your session was like, very interesting. The process you go through and how you're telling about listening. Even we tell our children, listen to what we are telling, what your parents are telling. Listening is a very important art that everyone has to inculcate. All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. It was a very beautiful session. We really enjoyed your session very much. Thank you so much for all the detailed things. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. I enjoyed talking to everyone.
Nice.
Thank you. And thank you to Avenir and to organizers for giving this great opportunity. I wish we had that back in our days, this kind of
really, truly,
activity. We didn't know there were so many career choices. So it's really great that you are organizing this. And all the best to the students. As I said, my take-home message is enjoy what you do. Don't be afraid to explore.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you
The
so
endless
much.
possibilities. Thank you.
Yes. It's like we request all of you to fill the feedback form, and that is available in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for all your support and guidance given to the audience by attending to their queries patiently during the course of the discussion.
Thank you. My pleasure.
It is time for us to move on to the second part of the session, the time to meet the EDUGERMANY University spokesperson, Mr. ARVIND. Mr. ARVIND has a BTech ME and also an MBA in Marketing Finance. He is the CEO of EDUGERMANY Bahraini Partnership. We are joyous to welcome Mr. ARVIND to represent EDUGERMANY to enlighten us on the topic New Age and State of Art courses for science students and admission process to German public universities.
Good morning, all. I hope I'm audible. So it's indeed a great honor to be part of Avenue. And EDUGERMANY has been part of Avenue since 2018, and we have we had many students who had come through us and who are now studying or who are in Germany. And as our company name suggests, we basically specialize in the field of higher studies in Germany. So, and we have been doing this since 2012, and we have worked with various Indian schools all across India and Middle East, and help a lot of Indian students to understand what the German education system is and how a student coming from the Indian curriculum can be a part of Germany, and how the German government is welcoming students from all across the world to be a part of their economy, and how students who come from various education boards can understand the various requirements and the various procedures and formalities, and how they can know these things at an early age so that they can prepare themselves and enter the German education system and study in the public universities in Germany. So without further delay, I would go into the presentation so that we can have a better idea about this. So let me just share my screen. Just a second, please. Yeah, so yeah, I hope my screen is shared.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, and I'm audible as well. So like I said, we are from the firm EDUGERMANY, and this is our website, edugermany.co. And so what we do. So basically EDUGERMANY, most of my colleagues, we ourselves have gone through the Indian education system, and all of us have understood how different it is to be a part of an international curriculum, and how there can happen a very smooth transition from the Indian curriculum to the German curriculum. So basically, we are a group of counselors who help understand your requirements and accordingly guide you on which is the best courses available for you, what are the specializations available for you, whether you can take a specialist course at bachelor's level itself, or what kind of course you're looking at if you're confused about, and if you don't have much idea about what course you want, or if your parents have any much doubt about it, we are always there to help you out. And EDUGERMANY has been working across India and Middle East, and we have offices in UAE, Bahrain, and in Oman, in MUSCAT. We have a small contact office, and we have been helping students since 2012 to enter public universities. So without further ado, I'll just share a small promo video of ours to help you understand what Germany is and why you guys would need to take this step, or you guys could consider taking this step of pursuing your higher education in Germany. So let me just play a short video.
Welcome to EDUGERMANY. Are you confused about what to study after your 12th? If so, here is the simple answer. Study in Germany. Germany, or the Federal Republic of Germany, as it is known officially, is a Central European country attracting thousands of international students and workers yearly. As a major economic force and a country showcasing rich and diverse cultures, Germany is considered to be one of the best places to live in. EDUGERMANY is a group of dedicated counselors, academicians, admission coordinators. We as a modern educational consultancy exclusively work closely with German public universities. We are pleased to guide every aspiring student to chase their dream courses in Germany. By properly assigning counselors to each student, make them aware of the prerequisites of studies, handle the documentations required for the international studies and your smooth transition to the destination. Internationally recognized courses. With our wide range of programs for individuals as well as groups, you'll be sure to find a program that's perfect for you. Engineering, healthcare and science, business and commerce, art and design. 4,000 plus courses to choose from. Come, enroll with EDUGERMANY today and study in Germany. Thanks for watching.
So, as I mentioned, we are a group of counselors who help you understand, or who could help you understand you better, and we could collectively form a decision on what you guys need to pursue, or we could help you understand what suits you the best. So as a student who's now in grade, once you are reaching grade 12, there might be a lot of questions arising in front of you. You might be thinking about a bachelor's degree, because that is when you are actually going to, after your schooling, you are going to learn something which is a bachelor's degree. And a bachelor degree is nothing more but a trade, wherein you are going to take a trade which is going to be your breadwinner for your life. That's what usually people do a bachelor's degree, or at least that's what the actual purpose is. So since it is a very important question in your life, it's a very it's something you need to think quite a lot before you make the jump, because once you take a bachelor's degree, you know your age, the time when you have enough time to spend, you are with your parents so that they can take care of you. So this is the age where you can actually learn something, and this age is very, very important. And in a few years, you guys will understand that. So this is a time wherein this is something which you need to put a lot of thought in before joining any undergraduate program. So we can help you with that, and also we also help you understand what are the various advantages and disadvantages of studying your bachelor's degree in Germany, and how you should apply to them, and what are the visa criteria for that, what are the job opportunities that are there once you once you finish your bachelor's degree, and what kind of master's course you can do once you finish your bachelor's degree. So as it was said in the video, there are more than 4,000 plus courses available in Germany, spread across the 4 streams, yeah, engineering, business, commerce, arts. And so we should think about, so before you guys might be thinking like, okay, why should I consider Germany? What are the advantages of it? Or even if it is there as an option in your mind, I think we have to give some attention to this part, because this is where we have to understand how education system in Germany is quite different from the rest of the world. So basically in Germany, bachelor's degree is free of cost. So basically the fees for the student is paid by the government itself. So everybody who is working, all the citizens of Germany, they contribute with their taxes towards subsidizing education for students. So it is not just for their national students, but also for international students. They have this opportunity of doing their bachelor's degree or master's degree in Germany. And since 2012, Germany abolished all tuition fees for national and international students. So anybody who's studying in German public universities, once you enter the university, there is no fees. You only have to bother about your living expenses, your personal expenses. That's all. So this is a major step from the government to help you achieve your dream much easier. So let me just brief out a few key advantages of doing a bachelor's degree in Germany. So as I first mentioned, there is no tuition fees. So as I said, the country steps in and pays your fees. So as long as you are skillful enough, you are mindful, you are exploring Germany, then in that case, Germany steps forward a big step towards you. Then the next option is, as international students, everyone thinks, okay, probably doing a bachelor's degree in Germany is going to be tough because Germany always requires German language. So let me just put it across. Except for the medical field, there are also English courses in medical field, but except for medical field, most of the other streams, whether it is engineering or arts or commerce, courses are available in English. In fact, even for medical studies, the courses are actually bilingual. So it will be a mixture of German and English. The reason being, as a medical professional, you have to interact with the patients or understand the patient. So you might need a little bit of German language knowledge to be able to interact with the patients or the relatives to understand their culture. Saying that, German language is actually quite similar to English, almost 60% similar to English. Anyway, the alphabets are the same, and rest of the vocabulary is 60% is same. So it just takes a few, or at least 5 or 6 months of practice. That's all you need to reach sufficient German language knowledge. Then once you get a German visa, whether it is student visa or it is work permit, once you enter Germany, you have, since Germany falls under the Schengen country, under the European Union law, so you have an option to travel across Europe. You can, and once you finish your graduation, you get a work permit, you are able to travel all across Europe and work. So that is another great advantage. Then as a further step to help students, ones who have done their bachelor's degree in Germany, once they finish their bachelor's degree, they have the option of taking an 18 months post-study stay back. So once you finish your bachelor's degree, there is no bond. Anyway, you might be thinking, okay, they are giving us the education for free. So what is the catch? Probably they want you to stay there for a few years. Nothing like that. You want to come back to your home country. You want to stay in your home country. You can come back. You want to go to another country. Yes, you can. But in case you think that, okay, I would want to be in Germany, Germany has the option of giving you a 18 months post-study visa with which you can stay back in the country. Then, as earlier mentioned, why Germany? If you think why Germany, because basically in Germany itself, there is a huge job opportunity available, because unfortunately they have a small population problem. So the skilled population is very much in demand. So anybody who is skilled has got immense opportunity to come to the country and settle down and work there. So, and more, not just that, if you have a bachelor's degree from Germany, if you have studied in Germany, you actually turn yourself into a global employee. Why? Because German education system, if you see, works very close to the industry, and most of the German companies are spread across the globe. So whether you are in India, whether you are in Middle East, whether you are in Oman, whether you're in UAE, whether you're in Russia, whether you're in China, or if you are in Canada or US, German companies are there everywhere. So once you have a bachelor's degree in Germany, you actually become a global employee. And in today's world, it makes a lot of sense to be a global employee, not just specific to a country. You need to be globally employable, because that is what the world is. That's what professionals do nowadays. They travel across the globe to finish and see and understand problems. And it was not like how it used to be in the older times, wherein you used to stay in one country and continue your country there. So just because not and another point is German education is recognized globally. It is respected globally, and you have an option of doing a bachelor's degree and master's degree, even in fact even PhD, because most of the universities are public universities. They are funded by the government, and there are about 460 public universities in Germany, and all universities are equivalent or better than most of the IITs or IISCs in India. And because they are maintained by the government, they will have all the facilities, labs, and all made to the state-of-the-art order. So let me just go to the next slide. So considering that, okay, now that suppose, okay, what happens if you think, okay, that I want to do my bachelor's degree in Germany? What are the steps? When can I go directly to a German public system and study? Now, there is where the fundamental difference between Indian education system and international education system comes, wherein in most of the international schools, students studies for 13 years and then goes for their bachelor's degree in Germany, whereas in India, we do 12 years of education. And then if you're doing an engineering degree, it's a 4-year degree. So 4 plus 12, that is 16 years of education is what normal an engineering degree is. If it is a commerce or arts program, it is 12 plus 3, so that is 15. If it is a medical studies in India, it is like 12 plus 5, so again 16. But in Germany, as I said, it's standardized. It is 13 years of schooling and 3 years of bachelor's degree, if it is, unless it is medicine, because in medicine it is going to be like, it's already an MD program. It's not an MBBS program. The program already, it's called a medical doctor program. It is a 7.5 years program. It is considered higher to the Indian MBBS degree. So that's the reason why it is already an 7.5 years program, which includes a 3-year internship or a 3-year stipend as well. So if you are a 12th grade student and you're thinking about doing a bachelor's degree in Germany, whether it is medical or whether it is engineering or whether it's arts or commerce, you have to think about an adaptation program, which is called a preparatory program. So it's a 1-year program wherein the program is divided into 3. So if you are an engineering student, you have to take a T course, which is technical course. If you are a medical student, you have to do a medical preparatory program. It is called an M course. And if you're going for an arts, if you're an arts student who's going for an arts program or a commerce program, you have to go for a W course. So this is the fundamental difference. I'll just elaborate a bit more in my next slide. So yeah, so preparatory program, as I was mentioning, it is of 3 types. It is T. If you can look at the left side of the screen, it is T course. If you're going for a technical or engineering programs, the program is a 1-year program, and it is called a T course, technical course, and in which the students will study subjects more practical modules like English, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and informatics. I would say it is somewhat similar to the first year of engineering in India, wherein you would have seen your seniors, who are now in the engineering college. They would study whichever branch they are, whether it is mechanical, electrical, civil, they all study together. So they all study together in the first year, and from the second year onwards, they go to the respective department. Similar to that, in Germany, you do your first year medical T course, your engineering T course, and then once you finish your T course, you have the option of choosing which branch you want. So this T course is common to all engineering programs, T course. If I come to the middle portion, it is called an M course, wherein national science students or medical related courses you can do, in which they teach you subjects like German, English, physics, chemistry, biology, and informatics. And if you're thinking about programs like medicine, dentistry, physiotherapy, nursing, or physiotherapy, such kind of programs, you should be thinking about M course. Apart from this, when we go further in the presentation, I will show you an array of programs which you could consider about thinking to do in Germany. And the last one is the W course, which is for the commerce students, wherein again you will study subjects like English, mathematics, statistics, economics, and business informatics. So it is, I'll just come back to the previous slide. After your 12th, you need to do a preparatory course program, post which you can join the university. And this preparatory year program, students have to go to Germany and do it. So considering a lot of students who come from India, they have this thing. So since most of them come from 12th standard curriculum, what happens is students, the German government has started something called a Studienkolleg. So this preparatory course is done at a Studienkolleg. I'll just zoom this slide so that you guys can have a better understanding. Just a second. So yeah, so after preparatory course, as I said, the preparatory 1 year, there are two options for the students to do the preparatory year. One is a private, you can do it privately, or you can do it in a public Studienkolleg. So what the Studienkolleg is, it's actually a institution which the German government controls and runs. You have two options: either you can do it privately or you can do it publicly. Once you finish the Studienkolleg, you enter the German education system, which is the bachelor's degree, whether it is engineering or medicine or arts stream. You join the university after your 1 year preparatory course. The preparatory course is done at the Studienkolleg. So as I mentioned, there are two options. Either you can do it for free of cost. In that case, you have to write an entrance exam. You have to go to Germany. You have to learn German language up to a B2 level, and then you have to write an exam in Germany. Once you clear that exam, you can do the public Studienkolleg. It is free, and once you finish the Studienkolleg, there is one more exam, after which you join the university. So it's like an entrance exam, and then once you finish that 1 year course, there is one more exam which you clear towards the end of the semester, and then you enter the university. If you go for the private Studienkolleg, in that case, most of the programs, except for pure medical programs like dentistry, dentistry, medicine, physiotherapy, or nursing, or such related programs, for such programs, except for those programs, most of the programs are available in English as well. For example, medical engineering, or biomedical engineering, or bioinformatics, mechanical engineering, mechatronics, robotics, actuarial science, or whether it is so most of the programs are also available in English. In that case, there is a fees to be paid, which is about 15,000 euros. That is the only fees that you ever need to pay if you're thinking about studying in Germany, because that only for that 1 year you have to pay. But what are the advantages in that case? You get an English taught program. There is no entrance exam, no German language requirements, and just in case you are thinking about settling down in the country, for your permanent residence, they might ask you for a couple of level of language. So the Studienkolleg also teaches you sufficient language, and the exams are all internal exams, post which you can join the public university. So this is generally the German education system, as I mentioned earlier in the previous slide. Sorry. So 12, 1 year preparatory course. After that, you go for the university, and then after that, you have the option of permanent residence. So we'll go to the engineering slide. I'll just go through it immediately so that you can understand what are the programs available. As mentioned in this slide, there are a total of 523 engineering courses to choose in the field of engineering alone. That is the level of specializations they have. So typically, if you go for an engineering program, it is going to be a 6 or 7 semester program, in which generally the 5th semester, that is when you enter the second year of education, or the third, towards the last of the second year, it will be the 5th semester. If you guys can look in the slide, the 5th semester is actually an internship. So students who go to the university, as I mentioned earlier, German education system is a very practical oriented education system. So instead of going to the university for that 1 semester, you'll be going to a company and work there as an intern. So you gain hands-on experience. You put your theories into practice. You learn what you have studied in classes. I'll give a simple comparison. If you do your engineering in India, this 5th semester internship is also provided in India, but it is only for 2 weeks, and the students have to find it on their own, and it is kind of difficult. And you just have an internship in industrial placement of 14 days. So that the limit, the options available for you to learn is very less. Whereas in this case, the 5th semester entirely is a internship, and you can go and learn hands-on, you can work with the employees, you can understand what they're doing, you can interact with them, clear their doubts, clear your doubts. You can use state-of-the-art machinery in your field. What are the how to use them, how to calibrate them, how to take readings out of them, because these equipments are all very costly. So most of the universities, they can't afford, so they send the students to the companies where the students can do this internship. So you will, in your 5th semester, you'll go to a company, work there for 6 months. It's called an internship. Sometimes the company even pays you a small stipend for that. Once you finish your bachelor's degree, they even sometimes offer you an opportunity to join the company. This is another course in engineering. Again, if you can see in the right side, in the 4th and 5th and 6th semester, again, if you look at the 5th semester, it's an internship. And this program is, again, an engineering program. Now, I'll just show you what are the courses available, what are the diverse courses available. We are just giving a glimpse of it. We'll put our brochures in the chat box. So later on, after the session, you can download and go through it, or you can go to a website and check out these programs there as well. So you can see there are a plethora of programs available, whether it is automation engineering or mechatronics or bioengineering or bioenvironment. You can just glance through. There are so many branches of engineering. Even in the field of civil engineering, if you come towards the right side of the screen, there are so many civil engineering options available, whether it is chemical engineering or textile engineering, automotive engineering. This is the second slide with respect to the engineering courses. Again, in the field of computer science, there are so many courses: computer science for engineering and application, computer science for game and engineering, computer science for mechanical engineering. So an array of program in the field of computer science. Again, if you take electrical engineering, there are so many sub-specializations available. Again, if you're someone who's concerned about the environment, there are so many sub-specializations available for environment engineering. Again, a few more industrial engineering courses: mechanics, international engineering, international management and engineering. So there are so many courses available with respect to engineering itself. You can see this is the main advantage of doing a bachelor's degree in Germany, because in most of the countries, these specializations are only available at the master's level. But that is the main advantage of Germany, wherein they offer you all these courses at the bachelor's degree level itself, so that you have the option of super specializing or specializing in the bachelor's degree itself. You come, once you graduate from a German public university, you are already industry ready. So that from the day one, the company which is employing you doesn't have to give you further training. You are employable. You start generating revenue for them. You are productive for them. So this is a very important thing. That's the reason why Germany has been so very successful in the world. You know, Germany is the country with the 3rd largest GDP. So they have come to that level with, 1/3 not even 1/10 the population of India. India is the 4th GDP, but Germany is in the 3rd position, but with 1/10 the population. So the reason being is they have so many specializations. Students in Germany go for the specialization right at the bachelor's degree itself, because that is the right time. You have the patience, you have the mindset, you have the intelligence, you have the caliber to learn. That is the most important age. The age between 18 to 22, 23. That's the time when you have time, patience to learn things and to understand. And then because after that you grow, you are completely matured. You have to take care of your family. You have to take care of your parents. So this is the age wherein you have the support of your parents and you can learn something and make yourself specialized and industry ready. So I'll go to the engineering. Once you have finished the engineering, now we'll go to the medical and allied science programs. As mentioned in the slide, there are about 207 medical and allied science programs, because studying in India, everyone only has heard about a few medical courses like MBBS, BDS, dentistry, or veterinary science, or a few more, nursing, physiotherapy. But if you go to Germany, there are so many subspecializations available. So if you're thinking someone, and most of these programs, if you see, they are very, very innovative, because Germany is a pioneer when it comes to medical engineering and technology. You would have gone to the hospitals and seen various scanning equipments, the heart infibrillators, the respirators, the cardiac machines, the scanning machines, the CT scan, the MRI scan. All these equipments are manufactured by most of the companies are German companies, and students work in this field. Companies like Siemens, Bosch, they manufacture, they work with the hospitals, they understand the patients, they develop most of the state-of-the-art equipments and supply to the universities. Take whether it is a simple vial of medicine, whether it's a syringe, or whether it is a surgical knife or a scissor. All these things, Germany is well known for that, and the technology is there. So if you just have a look at the courses, they have so many specialized programs available in the field of a science student can pursue. For example, you can see cardiovascular perfusion, care and case management, clinical linguistic, chiropractor. These are programs apart from the usual, which is MBBS or BDS or nursing. So I have mentioned human medicine also. It is called human medicine is the MBBS what we're talking about. Then, sorry. Sorry, I just missed the slide. I'll just go with the slideshow again. Yeah. So this is the second slide, computer science for medical technology, data science in medicine, food management, health management. So you don't have to worry. All these courses are mentioned there in our website. Our website is edugermany.co, or you can just go to the website and leave us a message. Our team will get back in touch with you and understand and speak to you more. And plus, we'll also put the brochure in the chat box so that you guys can download and check on once the session is over. No need to get bothered about noting down these things. We will provide you with these things. So as I was mentioning, there are so many subspecialization programs like in the field of medicine itself, apart from now coming to the human medicine part. If you're thinking about doing your medicine in Germany, as I mentioned earlier, you need to have a bit more of German proficiency because you will have to interact with the patients, right? So for that, apart from the 1-year preparatory course, students have to do 2 more levels of German language, which is B2, B2 and C1. So once you take that level, and if you have very good grades in your grade 12, 90 plus, you can think about studying your medicine in Germany, because they are looking for the bright students to come. Because as I mentioned, the only 1 year you have to spend money, which is about 10 to 15,000 euros for your studying college. Post that, there is no tuition fees. Once you enter the medical university, there is absolutely no fees for the next 8 years. And after your 3rd or 4th, I think after your 5th semester, you get into an internship, or you start doing rounds with the doctors, and the university provides you with a stipend. Now, most of you might be thinking, okay, what will happen after I finish my MD degree? How do I specialize? Now in Germany, the specialization is done. Like once you finish your bachelor's degree in Germany, your bachelor's degree in medicine in Germany, you enter the hospitals. The government extends to you opportunity to take a work permit and work in the country. If you want, you can stay there and take a PR or those things. So once you do that, they will be placing you in a government hospital, and in a government hospital, you can do your specialization in the hospital itself. So how it happens is, it is more like a fellowship program, which is similar to the US MLE program, wherein you will become a fellowship. You will start doing a fellowship wherein you will do your studies along with your work. So morning 4 hours you'll be working, evening 4 hours you'll be doing your medical specialization. That's how it is done. And again, you are getting paid. So you don't have to take a career break, or you work while so you practice and you work. So now we'll just come how EduGermany is going to help you. So we will help you with understanding what your requirements are. We'll suggest you courses, a few option courses we'll mention to you. We'll mention you which are, if you're looking for a private track or a public track of foundation, what are the visa documentations required? What are the post-arrival support we can offer you? Whether you need health insurance, we'll help you with that. We'll help you with that. We'll help you with the once you are in Germany, there is someone to pick you up from the airport, drop you at the place where you are. As a German student, you have to have a blocked account wherein your parents have to deposit some money for you initially, so that once you are in Germany, you can withdraw that amount for your personal expenses. Apart from that, as a student, when you're doing a bachelor's degree in Germany, you are allowed to work part-time. So the schedule is like this: like you study for 20 hours a week and you work for 20 hours a week. So 20 plus 20, 40 hours. That's how it is. In a week, you get 20 hours to study and 20 hours to work part-time. So you can very well manage your living expenses. You don't have to be dependent on your parent. If you want, you can be independent from a very young age. You can think about it. Or if you're a very studious student, continue studying, and then your parents can top up your blocked account. The account, you have to have an account called a blocked account, wherein your parents can deposit money, with which you can withdraw and use for your personal expenses. So what is the admission process? So as I mentioned, for you to enter the German public system, the process, you have to start early. So if you're graduating next year, you're doing your board exams next year, you have to contact us at least by November, December. So that because the preparatory courses, the German public universities will start immediately after your board exams. So immediately after your board exams, students who enroll with us, as soon as your board exams are done, we would start with your preparatory course program preparation and enrollment. So that by the time your results come for 12th, you can file for a visa and travel to Germany. And then you start your 1-year preparatory course. So you 2023, you graduate. And then 2023 May, June, you travel to Germany, and then by 2024 September, October, you join the public university. So that's how it is for the education system. And these are a few offer letters of students who have gone through us. They have entered most of the prestigious universities like Technical University of Berlin, FHWS, University of Würzburg. These are all very, very prestigious universities, top-ranking universities. These universities have got beautiful labs. I'll show you a video of those. They are state-of-the-art technology, the environment, the country, the lab facility, the hostel facilities are all state-of-the-art. This is another few operators of students who have gone through EDUGERMANY, who came from Middle East. These are just a few. You can go to a website and see a lot more. Then as a student, you need to apply for a student visa. You can apply from Oman itself. So there is an embassy in Muscat. You can just go there and apply for your visa. And now thinking about safety and concerns, as your parents will be very much concerned about your safety. So once you are in Germany, Germany is a very safe country. It's internationally called as a students country. So especially Berlin is known as a student city. Everything is focused for students because a lot of students across the world come to Germany to study. So these are the minimum level of comfort you get. Like it's always a 3-star, minimum 3-star facility you get. So you guys can just now, I'll just play a short video of a public university in Germany so that you have a fair understanding what we are talking about here. I'll just play it.
Research calls for curiosity, dedication, and concentration. We have a vision. As a modern university, we are generous in providing creative space. We actively stimulate exchange and new combinations of fascinating disciplines. As a young university, we offer you the freedom to let go in nature and in the city, and to be in close contact with international research. Always in step with the questions of our time. We want to break new ground as a research-led university with innovative teaching to inspire critical thinking responsibility, openness, communication, creativity, and to achieve success. That's how we're preparing for the challenges of the future. Together with our city, our region, and our world.
So yeah, so this is so we have come to the final part of our presentation, and I'll just go to the so yeah, so these are if you guys are thinking about your bachelor's degree in Germany, you think you want to do your bachelor's degree, or you guys are confused about where you want to do your bachelor's degree, do get in touch with us. These are our numbers. We are also sharing a link which you can click and leave your inquiry so that we can get back to you. Please to mention your or your parents' phone numbers in case you're contacting us, so that we could speak to them or speak to you and understand and explain to you what is the total expenditure when you guys need to start. And as I mentioned, studying in Germany is not just about studies, it's also about imbibing a new lifestyle into your system, wherein not just education but also personal space, but also comfort, luxury, sereneness. So all these things is there in your life. Germany has been a country which has been highly successful even during the past economic crisis. German companies have been very successful. They have not laid off any people during the economic crisis. So the economy is very strong, and they're looking for young and bright-minded to come and study, and then further pursue your career. So with that, I'll come to an end to my presentation. So over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for the informative session. We are sure that the process of discussion and curiosity has begun in the minds of students and parents. Over to the moderator.
Good morning, sir. So I just have one question. Now, suppose if a child is doing a bachelor's degree in India, BTech or BE, and then he wants to go for a post-graduation in Germany, will it be the same process, like they have to take that German course and then again, is it the same process?
Ma'am, we face this thing quite a lot. Students who have finished who go back to like after their 12th, they go back to India, do their bachelor's degree, and then they think about doing a master's degree in Germany. So in that point of time, we have to be very mindful of the score the child has in the bachelor's degree. The score is very important because, as I mentioned, the master's courses in Germany are more or somewhat similar. Getting into a university for master's course is almost like getting a job, because again, it's a 2-year course with 1-year internship. So what the lecturers, what the professors are looking in your profile is a student with very high CGPA, because the student has to join the class and study with other students. So they have to be, and there should not be much gap. Once you finish your schooling or once you finish your bachelor's degree, immediately you need to apply, because there are chances you might forget the subject. You might, with a gap in your career, you might you might forget some of the fundamentals which is required for the evaluation. So this is some problem we always see with students who have finished their bachelor's degree in India, and then later they want to do with a master's. So in that case, please make sure that the CGPA is very high.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you. That was a question in the parents' mind, like they're already doing the degree here, and then all right. Thank you so much, sir. That was very informative session from you, and we are very happy that you were able to join us. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Over to you. Over to you. Compare.
As we draw the end of this enriching session, I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Dr. SADHANA Roy Choudhury, for all her words of introduction to the world of medicine. Thank you, ma'am. We express our gratitude for the spokesperson, Mr. ARVIND, for sharing us details and giving us an overview of the topic New Age and the State-of-Art Courses for Science Students and Admission Process to German Public Universities. Thank you, sir. Our deepest sense
Thank
of
you, Ma'am.
appreciation and gratitude to Chairman Dr. Shivakumar Manikam and the members of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Our heartfelt thanks to the President, Mr. Ajayan Payara, and members of the Indian School Bausha School Management Committee and the Principal of the school, Dr. Bhavesh Balarao. We request the participants to kindly fill in the feedback form posted on the chat window. Heartfelt thanks to our platinum sponsor, Jane Deemed to be University, gold sponsors, De Montfort University, silver sponsors, Dallas Baptist University, USA, Grey Matters, and SP Jain School of Global Management, Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, and the bronze sponsors, Middle East College, SP Jain School of Global Management. The digital marketing partner, Spectrum and Trifoil, media partner, The Arabian Stories, and thank you to our support sponsors.
An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the ISB's Avenir team for making Avenir 2022 possible. Thank you to each of the teachers, students, and parents for being a part of the session.
Our virtues and our failures are inseparable, like force and matter. When they separate, man is no more. With these uplifting words, I, Rayan,
And I, Shreya,
wish you all a happy day ahead. Before we sign off, let me remind you of the upcoming sessions. The upcoming sessions are scheduled for today, 15th October 2022 from 4 p.m. onwards. 4 sessions on the 4 streams: Science, Engineering, Commerce, and Humanities. Online sessions for Science, Humanities, and Commerce will begin from 8:30 a.m. on YouTube and Zoom. On-site sessions for engineering will be conducted at Indian School Bausha from 9 a.m. onwards. Every attendee who submits the feedback form will receive a digital certificate. See you in the next session. Stay tuned and stay safe.